Hey, what's going on YouTube? Pure TCG back here with another deck profile for you. I ended up getting first place at our box tournament here. Unfortunately didn't pull too much from the prize support, but did get these cool pins. They were giving these out as additional for first place. I really like the deck I played. This is the first time ever playing it, so I just kind of wanted to go through it, share with you, and see if you guys have any ideas, any changes, things along those lines. Maybe hopefully give you some inspiration here before nap starts, but let's get into it. I was playing Live Twin. This is my first time actually playing the deck with the new support. I kind of wanted to test something different other than Mitsu. I still really enjoy Fiendsmith. I know a lot of people don't, but I figured let's try a deck that turbos out Fiendsmith left and right. So this is kind of what we went with. 3 of the OG Kiss Kill. Probably one of your best starters to go ahead and try and bait out a hand trap and then just go full combo still from there. 3 Frost, this is full combo, plus then you also set this up in the graveyard for your draws later on in the turn. That's one really nice part about this deck is you just draw during your opponent's turn into our billion of hand traps. Just playing one of the Lilla. Unfortunately, Lilla got kind of shut down as one of the best starters. In the new support, now she is one of the worst starters. She gets hand trapped and you just kind of fold. But it is nice to have just an extra starter as far as a name. And then I am only playing the 1 suite. I thought about playing the 2, so that way if you draw it, it's a little less bricky. But having 2 means you do draw it just a little bit more. So I just went with the 1 suite. I had no issues with it today, so or at least drawing it. And then to round out your Live Twins, I was playing 3 Sunny Snitches. So that's for the Live Twin engine. Nice, small, compact. Everything is a 1-card starter except for the suite. Technically, as long as everything goes through, all of these are just goated. You have 10 1-card starters for just this engine alone, plus the suite. So going into the Fiendsmith package, I played a very small Fiendsmith package. I've been really liking this. It helps it so you don't lose to Droll. You can Droll yourself under Charmies, especially this deck has a really hard time with Fua, so you want to be able to Droll yourself. So Engraver only having to add Sanct, and then you can get Drolled or Droll yourself if you need to afterwards. This is really your only search in the deck. Obviously, you lose out on a couple draws, but being able to play is a lot better than just losing out on a couple draws. So no issues there. I did put the Paradise back in after kind of going back and forth. This obviously just gets sided out when I'm not going first. But I am trying, there's some talk about how to side with this deck. And when you side out, you can just side out this and then just keep in the Engraver. This still means that you can get access to, especially in this deck, into Desiree. And you can also get access into Caesar just with having the 1 Engraver in your deck. But a lot of the times I was missing the extra extension of the extra bodies, especially when you get hand traps. So I'm not 100% sure how I'm going forward as far as siding all of this out, but it is something to kind of keep in consideration, especially when you're having trouble siding in this deck, because it is just a bunch of hand traps, and not necessarily you're going to want to be siding them all out, especially when you're going second and you don't want to side out your Charmy. So it's kind of hard to find the space, but something to keep in mind. Now we get into the meat and potatoes. We got 3 Fua, 3 Perulia. Perulia is gaining so much stock, especially with Venkasol being out. This card is just seeing more and more play. It's actually really good even against Lunalite, just getting a couple draws and hopefully getting into some more hand traps to stop them. So I think Perulias are definitely here to stay for the main part. Then we got the MVP for everyone. It's Droll. The best part about playing this deck is you don't lose to this card, and like I was saying earlier, you can Droll yourself and shut off a Charmy if you need to, which is really nice. So that way you have 3 Drolls, 3 Ashes, and then you'll see later on I'm playing Called By and Crossout. So you effectively have 8 ways to beat Fua in game 1. So it's really nice. I played 2 Bells, Against Mitsurugi, this is really good. A lot of the times I would even save this for my turn when my opponent tried to Prayers Tribute. You can just either bail the prayers, or if they're getting greedy and summoning back like Kusunachi, or the one that adds back from the graveyard or banishment, and then trying to bring back the Marakumo off of its own effect, you can just bail it and get it off of the field, or keep it from wrecking your field. So bail is pretty good. Ghost Ogre, this is mainly for Lunalight. It does put Vanquish Soul in kind of an awkward situation, especially if you go first and set up Caesar, and then they start with normal summon Raisin in that column. They don't have the correct attributes. You can just try and Ghost Ogre it and get it off the board. You'll see later on, I am going to post a couple videos from the tournament. Bear in mind, brand new with the deck, so I do miss playing those videos, but there is once where I was playing against Vanquish Soul, and I ended up hitting the Raisin. He wasn't able to tag out because of the Caesar, and then he didn't have the attributes to pop in that column, so that basically just protected my Caesar right then and there. And then, yeah, this is just a blowout against the Lunalight deck. Being able to hit the continuous spell, you can get bodies off the board, which is pretty huge. Getting Tiger, Hound, all of those, yeah, just super good. I am playing one nib, just something to draw into off of the Fuas and the Mulcharmies. You probably bump this up if you don't like Ghost Ogre, but nib seems a little less impactful going forward. So I don't know if I feel secure enough to take it out completely, but nib is pretty good. Since we are playing Fiendsmith, I know it kind of conflicts with the actual Live Twin stuff, but being able to bestial your opponent, especially with, like I said, over and over again, Mitsurugi, and then this is also really good against Lunalight. Just you need to kind of stop them from getting to the Liger Zero or the towers. So being able to just kind of rip bodies from their graveyard is really good, so that they can't basically Miracle Fusion with their polymerization. Also, then you just link these off into Fiendsmith, start with your whole Fiendsmith line, see if that gets hand trapped, and then you can try and get your full value off normal summoning. But realistically, as long as you're seeing one of your Kissa kills, doesn't really matter. You can go ahead and just start with those and just do the one card starter and not have to get that additional body. Lastly, for hand traps, then we're playing 3 imperms. This card is getting a lot better now that with Lunalight. I was an avid hater of this card and switched over to dropless for quite a while, but I think this card just needs to go back in the main deck. You can just imperm the Goldeo and it can just shut off their turn sometimes, so, or they need 2 or 3 extenders to get through it, and then one of your other hand traps will stop them. So lastly, goated card crossouts, called by. I see these cards way too much, but that's why they're in the main deck, so you can see them more along with the talents. So just the one-up blowouts. I believe this is at 41 currently. I apologize, I don't know the count off the top of my head. And then getting into the extra deck. One-ofs, Link ones, I heard they're busted. And then you got your standard package here for your Live Twins. I kind of wish you could play more, but the Muckraker kind of facilitates as all of those. So this can get you back into your Evil Twin lines if your board does get fully broken, or this can also revive any Fiend, so it can get you back into your Fiendsmith stuff as well, which is really nice. So I was on the board thinking about cutting this card, and then it came up pretty much all day for me to go ahead and bring stuff back, and then it also can kind of protect your board. Battle Queue, your honorary boss monster, does so much for your end boards. Fiendsmith, we got Closed Moon, Requiem, Sequence, and a Gunday. For links, you can obviously think about cutting the moon, but just being able to have the generic bodies, especially with the Bestials, being able to just link them off into the moon. The reason people are talking about cutting it, obviously, most of the deck, Light Fiend, so you can kind of get into it a little bit easier. Also, a Light Fiend comes up sometimes, but I think Moon is just too important, and I think Bestials are very strong, so might as well play it. Duke, this card is insane, especially when you kind of get clogged up with normal summons and they kind of start breaking them. You can go into the sequence, make your Duke, and get your normal summon again, and then continue your plays, especially if you draw the suite. This card comes up a bunch. Necroquip, Desiree, DDD, and then the last spot I was trying out Underworld Goddess. You can kind of just spam some bodies on the board, and if they are trying to wait for a more opportune time to Regeki your board with the Liger Zero, you can go ahead and just link them all off and give them not a chance to respond. So it didn't come up yet, but I think that it's still worth testing. They might catch on more, especially if you get into kind of weird lines and they see it coming. So we'll see. This probably should just be a Chaos Angel though. Lastly, it's kind of a slap together side deck. Like I said, it's just a local box tournament. So Lancia's forever in the side, Lightning Storm, and a Feather Duster. You got 2 thrusts, and then for my thrust targets, D-Barrier and Mischief of the Gnomes, Mitsurugi, Lunalight. You've heard me talk about Lunalight quite a bit, but I just hate that deck. Towers is just such an annoying card to deal with, especially when they're setting up multiple, so being able to just shut that off is huge. 3 Evenlies. I was trying this out, kind of a more board breaker-esque, especially when you hand trap them a bunch. It's kind of not intuitive to side in these as far as board breakers go, but especially since we're playing kind of soft hand traps in this, if you don't see one of the bigger hand traps like the Charmies or the Drolls, or they get stopped, being able to, if they make their full board, still just go ahead and evenly them, or you can kind of hold back on some of your hand traps that you can use on your turn, like the bells and things along those lines, and let them set up more of a big board, and then you can just kind of blow them out with it evenly. Also, this does help with the Lunalight matchup again, just being able to shut off a lot of their board, and then just deal with the 1 towers. And then lastly, for going first, the Solemn Warnings. Great card. Obviously, you have a bunch of hand traps, so you just need some go first cards to insulate your board a little bit more, especially if you get to set up a decent board and then just set a warning or something behind it is just huge. So that's my deck. If you have any questions, comments, let me know in the comments section below. I think I'm going to play around with this for a decent bit more. It's been quite a bit of fun. We'll see how it does stack up, especially with more Lunalight testing. We only have 1 at our locals, so I unfortunately play them every time, but get pretty lucky with the hand traps I see. So otherwise, thank you, peace, have a great day.